Welcome to the American Dream. I'm Erica Siphers.
And I'm Craig Siphers. And on the American Dream, we discover, explore lifestyle, culture, and real estate of our area.
Since Lewis and Clark traveled through the Bitterroot Valley in 1804, there's been a variety of characters and folks who have lived and traveled through this picturesque landscape. One of the most influential was Marcus Daly, who was an Irish immigrant and made his vast fortune in copper mining. And today we are at his opulent estate of Riverside, also known as the Daly Mansion.
So we're going to meet with the executive director of the Daly Mansion Preservation Trust, Darlene Gould. Let's go meet Darlene and learn more about this exquisite property.
Hey, welcome to the Daly Mansion.
We appreciate your time here today, and we're looking forward to learning more about Riverside and more about Marcus Daly.
Well, let's go on inside and I'll tell you everything there is to know.
I love it. Thank you.
Well, the story is that this is the reception hall. This is where Mrs. Daly's guests would have come in to meet with her, where they would have been met by the butler. Depending on what year, she did have a butler in the 1930s called Cutler.
Oh, Cutler the butler.
So Cutler the butler. Yeah, you can't make that stuff up, right? Sometimes they'd have little drinks and things like that. And all their luggage and things would have been taken up to the third floor, unpacked by the maids, and whatever room that they were staying in, all their clothing would go to that room by the maid.
How many bedrooms are there?
There are 25 bedrooms.
And how many baths?
15 bathrooms,
Dang.
24,000 square feet, plus a full basement. Well, I'd like to tell you about what I find the most interesting about this home is that there are 3 different homes within this home. The very first home that the Dalys bought with the property in 1886, as far as we know, they didn't live in it, but about 4 years after purchasing the home and 180 acres, they remodeled it. And we call that just the Victorian. About 6 years later, they remodeled it again into a Queen Anne. Story goes that Mr. Daly was gone apparently a lot during that remodel, because he came home and he was picked up at the train station by his lawyer, Mr. Crutchfield. And as they came down the lane, Mr. Daly took one look at the Queen Anne and he says, "Oh my gosh, Crutch, she turned it into a church." There was a lot of stained glass, and they may have started talking about redoing it one more time, but he died in 1900, and it wasn't until 1909 that Mrs. Daly had the Queen Anne renovated into what you see today, and this is the Georgian-style home.
Yes.
This was the formal living room of the home. And up until 2005, we gave tours under a ceiling that had to all come in. Well, this is the trophy room. And again, this was added on to the 1910 house in 1914. And Mrs. Daly added it for her son, Marcus Daly II. He was the one that was the big game hunter.
He was the hunter.
Exactly.
This was in the Queen Anne kitchen.
Correct.
Here.
We believe it was.
And then this.
This was probably a living room or a living area of the Queen Anne in 1910. Mrs. Daly had it turned into her kitchen.
Wow. Get a fascinating tour of this beautiful and exquisite property. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming to visit.
I hope you enjoyed exploring Riverside with us today.
Where we focused on culture, lifestyle, and real estate. I'm Craig Siphers.
And I'm Erica Siphers, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode of The American Dream.
See you then.